This is a 58-year-old comic book that features a first appearance of one of the highest level gods of the Marvel Multiverse. Let's take a look. Okay, what I have here is Strange Tales 157 from 1967. The writer was Jim Steranko, and Jim Steranko also did this awesome cover. I really like Jim Steranko's art. I think he absolutely kills it on this cover. I was able to meet him at a con one time and get some stuff signed by him, which is really cool. Also, I should mention that the inks on this cover were actually done by Herb Trimpe, who is also a really great artist, and it does, absolutely great work on Hulk and some other titles. I've talked about him before on this channel. Now, what makes this book a key? This is the first cameo appearance of the Living Tribunal. There's only one character, or entity, I should say, in the entire Marvel hierarchy of gods that's above the Living Tribunal, and that's the One Above All. Now, the One Above All is more of an abstract concept that has been said to represent the writers and artists behind the comic books themselves. The One Above All has been personified in the comics from time to time, but like I said, it's more of an abstract kind of entity. So the Living Tribunal is as high as you can go in the hierarchy for Marvel, which I think is really cool. Now, this book can go for $190 in high grade. Mine isn't high grade, but I have to say, besides this, bottom left corner here, the rest of it is really clean, especially for a black cover where you can usually see a lot of color breaks and stuff like that. So this is like a really clean copy. Now, let's talk about the Living Tribunal. The Living Tribunal was a vastly powerful humanoid cosmic entity who has existed as long as the universe itself. Its function is to safeguard the multiverse from an imbalance of mystical forces. It may act to prevent one universe from amassing more power than any of the others, or from upsetting the cosmic balance in some way. The Living Tribunal may also act to prevent an overwhelming imbalance of good or evil in the multiverse. When a matter involves only one universe, the Tribunal may leave the final judgment to the abstract entities there. So basically, that's just to say that the Living Tribunal is really on a multiversal level, which means that the Living Tribunal does not possess alternate counterparts, as there's only one Living Tribunal in the multiverse. However, he can exist simultaneously in multiple planes of reality, giving the appearance of multiple variations to the human perception. The Tribunal manifests itself as a being with three faces, which represent the three sides of the Tribunal's personality. Its front face, through which it usually speaks, represents equity. The fully hooded face on its right side represents necessity, and the partially hooded face on its left side represents vengeance. All three voices must agree in a case before the Tribunal can intervene. The Living Tribunal has a rich and interesting history in Marvel Comics, and it's just really cool to me that he's basically the arbiter for the One Above All in the Marvel Multiverse. So yeah, I love having books like this in my collection where, it's the first appearance of a major cosmic entity for the Marvel Universe. I think the art in here and on the cover is really great. All around, this comic book is so awesome, and I'm just super happy to have it in my collection.